All right, welcome back. In this video, we'll go over some trade breakdowns and some beautiful A-plus setups over the last couple of days. But real quick, before we get into that, just some community highlights. So recently the Discord has reached 1,000 members and it's going really well. Traders are getting payouts, passing challenges. Some people even applying it to Forex, which I don't even trade myself, but it just shows you that it works on anything. So yeah, nice milestone for VWT traders. Shout out to Zero, who should be getting his first payout after trading Virgin Wick Theory. Very healthy looking P&L there. Shout out to Karabo for passing his GOAT funded trader eval. Hopefully he gets a payout from there. And then shout out to Walasi, who got a payout approved from Perdea Capital, which I've never heard of. But yeah, shout out to these guys. Keep crushing it. Love to see it. All right, before we get into the trades, a super quick 3-second overview of the strategy. So we are waiting for Virgin Wicks on the hourly. So any wick that is untouched. We wait for an untouched wick to get closed through. So in this case, it gets closed through by a bullish candle. That Virgin Wick level then becomes a bullish point of interest. Then we drop down to the 1 minute time frame, wait for price to engage with the point of interest by trading below it, into a higher time frame fair value gap. Then we look for a 1 minute change in state of delivery or a 1 minute IFVG entry back to the upside. Super simple, very straightforward. If that's confusing, don't worry, we have some really nice examples to go over. All right, let's start with NQ. This was during London yesterday, so Tuesday 24th. Let's do this one first. All right, let me just remove everything so it's a lot cleaner. All right, so you know what? Let me just raw dog this one actually. I'll just manually mark it up. All right, so we have this 3 a.m. candle closing bearishly through this Virgin Wick and this Virgin Wick and this one. Okay, quite a lot actually. So we have 4 Virgin Wicks, meaning wicks that were untouched, that finally get closed through bearishly, creating bearish points of interest. So from 4 a.m., we can go down to the 1 minute time frame and wait for price to give us an entry. So first POI gets engaged. Let's turn on our higher time frame FVGs. All right, then we tap into some FVGs. Now we are just waiting for either a inverse fair value gap or a change in state of delivery. So let's see. Bang, there we have a confirmed change in state of delivery, which is here. And then, so as soon as this candle closes, I just market ordered in. So sometimes you can market order in, sometimes I like to limit order in. It depends on a couple of things. So one is the distance from the close to the change in state of delivery level. I don't think that's too far. It's not too unreasonable to just mark it in. It doesn't make that much of a difference. And then secondly, we have so much space to go down. Like the drawn liquidity is all the way down here. So I don't mind taking a market order here because even if I enter here or here, it doesn't really matter if I think we're gonna go all the way down here anyways. So even if I market order in here, I can still aim for 2R. I don't know why it's not showing. Yeah, I can still aim for 2R with plenty of room to go down and plenty of room for my stop loss. So yeah, market ordered in there, chopped around for a bit, and then went to TP. Very nice. And this is also why we only take and we don't get greedy, because it will reverse on you and you will get stopped out, and then you're gonna have a cry about it. So don't get greedy, just go for 2, 1 to 2. It's the best, trust me. But yeah, that was really nice. Really nice win. This one felt good. I know a lot of people took this one as well in the Discord. Yeah, London has been super clean lately, so that was really nice. And then the hour before that, there was actually a really nice trade as well. I think it was this one. So I won't mark off the POIs again, just because now we understand it. Yeah, so this one was an extended POI. This was, yeah, Tuesday, 24th of Feb, London session. So London session starts here, 2 a.m. And we have this bearish point of interest that was actually created the hour before. But since it had not been engaged yet, we can extend it into the next hour. Some people extend it for like 4 to 6 hours. It's up to you. I like to, usually I would consider it for the next hour, maybe the next 2 hours. But yeah, so this one had not been engaged, so therefore, if it gets engaged, we can look for an entry. So, bang, it gets engaged. I'll just extend it out there. And then, do we have high time frame FEGs? Yes, we do. And then we have a change in state of delivery right there. Here is your SysD. I'm just going to turn off the FEG so it's a bit cleaner. Here is your SysD. And yeah, for this one, I was hoping to get a limit order here, but I did not get in, unfortunately. And looking back in hindsight, you could easily just market order in here. Like you could have went right there, bang. You could even put your stop up there because there's like so much space to go down. And you could do something like that. And yeah, essentially 0 drawdown, straight to TP. This one dumps shitloads from what I remember, yeah. But that's okay. Sometimes you miss some. All you can do is study it, learn from it, and then move on. No point dwelling over it. And yeah, this also had a big influence in my decision to market order in the one we just spoke about. Because yeah, when it's this close to the SysD level, and you have so much room to go down, like it doesn't really make a difference if you market or limit order in. But again, it depends. Sometimes you just want to wait for a limit order, otherwise it messes up your risk to reward, or it makes the risk not worth it. So like always, it depends. But yeah, missed this one, but this was a super clean, perfect looking setup. But that's okay, we move on. There was also this really, really nice trade on silver during Asia Open. So this was Sunday. Yeah, so the opening candle has a really strong close through this. There's a bunch over here. A bunch of Virgin Wicks. Yeah, I'm not even going to mark them off. I'm just going to let the indicator do it. So then, from 7 p.m., let's have a look at our points of interest. All right, so we have a bunch of POIs here because of such a strong bullish close. Now let's wait for them to get engaged. Bang, POI gets engaged. All right, let's see if we have higher time frame FEGs. Yep, a bunch of green ones and barely any red ones. Perfect, exactly what we want to see. Next, we just need either a change in state of delivery or an IFEG. So let's have a look. Bang, there's your IFEG. So you can market order in here. Stop loss just down here, targeting 2R for these highs. And yeah, this was really nice. 0 drawdown. Beautiful trade. Yeah, this is like textbook. This is perfect. Exactly what you want to see. And yeah, silver is back on the menu because I believe the risk for this one, even just for one micro, it was only like $200 or so. So the volatility on silver has chilled out a bit. So yeah, silver's back on the menu, boys. And it moves really cleanly. Like if you look, it respects the POIs really well. Even if you just look from at a glance, it moves really nicely. So yeah, I think I'll be looking at silver a lot more as well, in addition to NQ, gold, and ES. All right, and then there was this setup on gold. This was Monday, Asia, so 10 p.m. This is another extended POI actually. So, all right, let's go here. Let me just clean it up a bit. Okay, so on the hourly, we had, where am I? So we're looking at this bearish candle closing through this virgin wick, this virgin wick, this virgin wick, this virgin wick, and this virgin wick. But I'm going to get rid of them because we have our indicator to mark them off for us. But those are these red lines you're seeing on the screen now from our CCT Master Chi indicator. And so during the hour that these POIs were created, so 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., it had not been engaged. So therefore, we can wait into the next hour to see if they get engaged. So an extended POI. Okay, bang. This POI then gets engaged at the next hour. Do we have higher time frame FEGs? Yes, perfect. Okay. And then we also have a change in state of delivery, I believe. Right there. Oh, no, we don't. We had an IFEG. Ah, yes. Yeah, so there is no change in state of delivery because we are still in a bearish state. Where is it? Damn. Okay, so all the way from here, we went into a bearish state, and in order for us to get back to a bullish state, we would have to close over this. And then we can change back to a bearish state of delivery, but that is outside the scope of this video. I think I touched on it in a few videos ago, but I'm not going to go into that. Anyways, but the entry model here is an inverse fair value gap, not a change in state of delivery. So, POI got engaged, higher time frame FEGs got engaged, and then we have an inverse fair value gap signal. So you can market order in there, put your stop there, and target 2R. Let me just clean that up a bit. And this one chopped around for a bit. There was a bit of drawdown, but it eventually hit TP. Yeah, I know a lot of people won on this trade. And that was good to see. But unfortunately for me, so what happened to me was, by the time I got my order in, the trade actually went against me. So I actually got a favorable fill. So I didn't have to get my entry here. I actually got my entry here. So I figured, oh, okay, I can probably make my stop loss a bit more, give it a bit more breathing room. So I went something like that, right? And so, as you know, my break-even protocol is if we get to 1R, which is here at that 0.5 line, which is halfway between my entry and my take profit, I go to break even. So when price reached here, I went break even, and then I got stopped out break even right there. And then price went on to my take profit eventually. But that's okay. I followed my process. It's moments like these where you have to remember to focus on not the outcome, but the decision making prior to the outcome. Because sure, you can look at this and be like, oh, I would have been a winner, but that's just outcome biased thinking. Like, obviously, you can't look ahead into the future before you make the decision. So I'm happy with my decision. It is what it is. I'll take that. But it was good to see some people win on that one. And this is another trade I want to go over, the last one for this video. This was a break-even trade for me. So This was during Sunday Asia Open, so 10 p.m. We had these bullish points of interest to work with. We tapped into some bullish FVGs. And then we had an inverse fair value gap entry. So I entered in here, stopped just below the entry candle, targeting these highs for 2R. And yeah, this looked A+ to me. The only thing you could say is, okay, maybe we're a bit overextended past the POIs, but I don't even think that's too big of an issue. No, I didn't get stopped out there. Yeah, it looked like something like this. Bit of a drawdown, and then it went to halfway to my take profit, so I went break even here. And then got stopped out at break even there. Yep. But still a decent setup. I would take this again if I saw it. And this is one of those instances where the break even actually saves me from a loss. As you can see, it eventually goes down. So yeah, good break even there. That was it for this video. Hope you liked that one. Hope you learned something. Yeah, see you next time, or see you on the Discord.